What's up, everyone? Aaron Nagler here for PackersNews.com, live on Facebook late in the afternoon on Wednesday. The Packers facing off against the Chicago Bears tomorrow night. Right over there, Lambeau Field. Talked to McCarthy. We've been to the locker room. Now I want to hear from you fine folks. See what's on your mind. See what you think about the injury report, which has a bevy of Packers. Probably the most notable thing coming off the injury report is that both David Bakhtiari and Bryan Bulaga are listed as doubtful. That's a scary proposition for Packers fans, no doubt. Simon, hello from Maryland. Hello from Green Bay. So you have to think Adam Pankey, Justin McCray are in line for their starts, respectively. I would tend to think most likely McCray would be on the left and Pankey would be on the right, but you never know. Pankey did run at right tackle some in preseason. Hopefully we take the W this game and go into a mini bye week. Yeah, Simon, I think it's going to be a scratching and clawing kind of thing. Obviously they're looking out for the long-term health of both Bakhtiari and Bulaga, but it may come at the expense of a win here on Thursday night. Where the hell is our O-line? Yeah, they're in the training room. Kyle, what's up? Dory, hi, how are you? Hi, Dale, thanks for joining us. Other things of note coming off the injury report: Randall Cobb was a full participant. He should be good to go. Mike Daniels was listed as questionable. We talked to him in the locker room today. He says he feels good. It's going to be a game time decision. That one could go either way. Quick slants and screens are the way to go. Marcus, well, you remember last year they faced the Bears on Thursday night and Rodgers threw it 50 times and it was a dink and dunk kind of attack, and Devontae Adams caught a ton of balls. Ty Montgomery caught a ton of balls, and that's how they move the football. William, thank you. Very nice of you to say. We need both tackles back for the Dallas game. George, you got that right. There's no doubt there. Are they going to stand with their helmet in their left hand while their right hand covers their heart? If not, I won't be watching. That's so funny because, like, normally you wouldn't be watching because oftentimes the anthem isn't covered by television broadcasts. They have been recently for obvious reasons. But man, just turn it on after it's over. You people, it's so funny. All upset. Why am I getting Packers news? Why not? Hope Marty B snaps out of his slump. Yeah, he does definitely need to do it. They have to start getting him not only more involved in the offense, but he needs to start catching the football. The Bears defense looks tough. I think the backup offensive line won't hold up to the pressure. Yeah, well, you know, Bryan Bulaga struggled last year against Floyd, one of their better pass rushers, and you can only imagine what's going to happen with Pankey and McCray. They're going to have to get the ball out of Aaron's hands quick. They're going to have to get the running game going. They're going to be precious few shots downfield, precious few long developing seven-step drops, that's for sure. Are the Bears is the Bears defense good? They had landed at 20-something and beat the Steelers. Yes, they are good, especially up front. They can probably be taken advantage of in the secondary if Rodgers is given time, but that's the rub. Their safety, Quentin Demps, has been ruled out. So, you know, there should be opportunities there. It's just a question of being able to keep him upright and get him time to survey the field. Lloyd, thank you very much for saying so. We haven't seen much yet from Clay Matthews. Is he okay? Kyle, actually, you've seen a lot from him. He doesn't show up on the stat sheet a whole lot. But I thought Brian Baldinger from NFL Network did a really good job of illustrating how he still affects plays even when he's not getting to the quarterback. He had a bunch of those against the Bengals. Can Ty survive a full year as a running back? Yeah, I think so. He gets a little nicked up every once in a while, but he always comes back in. He very rarely takes a hellacious shot. I think he does a good job of limiting the damage that his body takes, but that's why they drafted 3 running backs, and eventually some of those guys are going to have to start playing. Hello from Australia. What's up, Down Under? My dad fought for this country, Barry, and we thank him for his service. Are the Packers going to try to make another move on the O-line? Not before tomorrow night's game. I would think Ulrich John poaching him off the Cardinals practice squad. That'll be the move for now. He'll be the emergency tackle. If both of them go down, who knows what's going to happen. Maybe they got Richard Rodgers playing tackle at some point, or Marty Bennett. We'll see. Is the Packers defense going to show up? Well, they showed up in the second half against Cincinnati, so I guess you got to hope that they show up for a whole game this time. Hi from Tampa Bay. What's up, Ahmad? How do teams luck into a defense and our plan has not produced since 2010? I vehemently disagree with that statement. They have certainly not shown up in big moments on national stages on occasion, most notably the playoffs. But 2014, 2015, those defenses were good enough to win a championship. Blitz heavy on Glennon. He can't handle the heat. Well, Marcus, that's why they will feature the running game. Undoubtedly, you'll see a whole lot of their running game. Remember, they beat the Steelers with 101 yards passing, and with Mike Glennon throwing an interception. And on top of all, in spite of all that, the Bears still won on the strength of their defense and their running game. Cheers from Rio de Janeiro. What's up? How are you? Will Mark Tauscher start tomorrow night? I don't know. They may give him a call. Fast start from the offense. Hopefully backups can hang in there. Yeah, I agree. Oh, and no Bakhtiari or Bulaga. That's not official yet, but they are doubtful. And usually when a guy is listed as doubtful, you can pretty much count on them not playing. Why do they wait for the kickoff team to rush them, turn the table, charge them before they go full steam? I'll get that one. Hi, Owen. How are you? Sorry about that. Wow, Arizona. We got Hungary in the house. We got all people, Australia, all over the place. Not big on the throwback or the color rush unis. Yeah, well, Dale, it's, you know, it's a money grab. That's what it's all about. Another revenue stream. What's the word on Dial? I think he should be good to go. He's practiced all week, and yeah, he looked good against the Bengals, I'll tell you that. Think we will slow down Howard? They're going to have to. He is kind of the key to their offense, he and Tariq Cohen. Should we use more Marty as a blocking tight end and Richard Rodgers as a receiving tight end? Well, right now they are using Marty as a blocking tight end quite a lot, which is why he hasn't had more opportunities. He just has to start catching the ones that he does get. Will Jones or Mays get playing time? Remains to be seen. It'll be interesting if even Jamal Williams gets playing time. But you got to think at some point those rookie backs got to start getting on the field. Thank you, Steven. What time do I normally go live? Virginia, it varies. It's always late in the afternoon. You always look for it. Make sure you got the live notifications turned on for Packers News, and you'll see when I'm on. But it's usually late afternoon. What's the word on Bakhtiari and Bulaga? Blaine, they are both listed as doubtful, which means they will most likely not play tomorrow night. New long snapper should be okay, right? Yeah, Joe. Tabor Pepper is a pro. Just needs an opportunity, is what I think. And I think he's going to get it tomorrow night. What's up, Ohio? When does Curly's open? Curly's RIP, man. Curly's was back in the day. What do you think about Aaron Rodgers getting beat up? Think 13 sacks, not sure how many hits. It's going to haunt us. Well, you know, that's the price you got to pay when you're dealing with backup tackles and a quarterback who holds the ball too long. You know, he is not exempt in this regard as far as the damage he's taking. Monty needs to step up big time. The chip blocks help the tackles. I completely agree. And I also agree, why not bring Rip in? I mean, Ripkowski, I think, had 3 snaps last week on Sunday. I think that you absolutely will see more of him on Thursday night. Need to put the game in Glennon's hands. Yeah, Brian, I think they will obviously try to stack the box and make Glennon beat them. But, you know, that's what the Steelers did. And they still beat them, albeit in overtime. Will Mike Daniels be a go this week? Al, I talked to him in the locker room. He says it's going to be a game-time decision. We will see. He says he feels good, but it's really up to the medical staff. Why doesn't Jordy ever do the Lambeau leap? After he hurt his knee in the preseason and then missed all of 2015, he stopped doing it. He didn't want to put extra wear and tear on his knee. Packers need to show respect. Stand for the national anthem. I think we all need to listen to the grievances of African-American players about why it is they feel the need to protest. All right, sorry guys, I got breaking news here on my feed. I'm gonna have to text a source. Hold on a second. Live on air, ball in there. Sorry about that. Got to feed Ty the ball more. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree they have to feed the running game more. I do wonder if maybe Jamal Williams should be getting a few more carries here. Your thoughts on Ted Thompson signing for House? It looks like a bust to me. Why? He's hurt, but that doesn't make him a bust. I think he's played pretty well when he's in there. I know for whatever reason, fans online have this perception of House being terrible through the, first part of the games, but you know, you put on the coach's tape, he's played pretty well. So I don't know what that's all about. Can you share the news? Oh, you mean on my phone? No, I cannot. I really appreciate the comment you just said about the anthem protest. Well, that's, you know, I think Mike McCarthy said it best. I think we all need to listen a little bit more and stop lashing out in anger instantly when something that we don't agree with happens. I mean, I don't agree with a lot of stuff that goes on, both, you know, here with the Packers, politically, whatever. But just slashing out in anger doesn't do anybody any good. Leaving us hanging on the breaking news? Yeah, Jason. I have this thing called an editor and a boss that I need to talk to first. Williams needs snaps. Andrew, I totally agree there. Dialogue goes both ways. Yes, I absolutely agree, Michael. First game at Lambeau. Ezra, enjoy. You're going to have a ball. It's a great time, especially at night. It's supposed to be a beautiful night tomorrow night. I totally agree with thoughts on Aaron holding the ball too long. Do we need more bootleg? Yes, I think so. In fact, that was something I wanted to ask McCarthy this morning, and I asked him about Aaron's interceptions, and then I forgot to get back to it. But I think one of the best ways they can kind of help Aaron take a few less hits is move the pocket more. We saw it happen once against the Bengals late in the end of the game. You know, when the front four is able to tee off knowing exactly where the quarterback is going to be 50 snaps out of the game, he's going to get hit. Move the pocket some more. That's what I think. Did we trade Joe Thomas for Joe Thomas yet? Nice, Alex. I think the secondary will have a big day. They need to. They need to start. I mean, Mike Glennon, if there's a quarterback you can take advantage of, he's the one. He'll throw you the football. They don't have an interception yet through 3 games for the first time since 2003, so maybe they're due. Allison kind of reminds me of Antonio Freeman with the hands. What do you think? He's bigger than Antonio Freeman. Long strider, but the hands, I could see it. Let's see. Jordan Howard ever show up on Bears injury report? Clearly has a shoulder injury Sunday. I know he was on the report last week. I didn't see him there this week though. Quentin Demps, I know, is out. Josh Sitton, old friend of Packers fans everywhere, he is questionable. And talking to Brad Biggs, who covers the Bears, it sounds like he's really going to push to try and play tomorrow night. This game will be on the front 7. They're going to run it to death. Yes, they are. I said in our predictions video, I think this entire game comes down to how the Nitro package holds up against their running game. I think it's as simple as that. I think Aaron Rodgers, obviously because of the tackle situation, the offense will struggle a little bit. I do think they'll score some points. And I think, you know, the question is, do they score enough to outscore a Bears offense, which is going to try to limit possessions for Rodgers. They're going to try and shorten the game. They're going to try and ground pound the football. And, you know, if they can withstand that and get some stops, they should win the game. But that's the entirety of the game plan for me. It's where the balance lies. Is if Nitro can hold up against the run, they should win. Bennett is going to have to get the right game to get for his drops. Yeah, that'll be it. Your thoughts on Green Bay's strength and conditioning? They're excellent. They're top of the line. They're number 1 in the league. They have done more in regards to sports science, nutrition, etc. with this group here than probably anywhere else in the league. Most of these injuries have very little to do with them. If they know the run is coming, why do they stick with the Nitro? Well, mostly because they feel that those are their best players. And it's funny, you know, you'd say, okay, go put them in base, but they were in base when Atlanta ripped off their long run on first down in Atlanta up the right sideline. You know, just because you're in base doesn't mean, you know, you're going to win that down. It's about putting your best players on the field, and they think in Nitro those are their best players. If we get an early hole in this game, can we sit Rodgers and save him from the line? I guess you mean an early lead. It'd have to be a big lead. Maybe if they got up to 38-0 at halftime. Maybe. Remember, don't let them spin this action on you. Okay. This sounds biased. Biased for the truth? That's what I'm biased for. Does Josh Jones play? I think he'll play. I don't see how you keep him off the field after what he did on Sunday. I don't think there's any way. I know Bryce is back at practice all week, and I know Bryce was the starter there in Nitro, but I don't see how in the world you keep Josh Jones off the field. Lane Taylor at left tackle. I tend to doubt it, Kevin. He's not really a tackle. Now, we don't know how much of a tackle Adam Pankey is either, but I think they'll have Taylor play his regular position. You remember a few years ago when they had Josh Sitton kick out to left tackle, what a disaster that was. Let's see, Rodgers going to need to pick up a few first downs. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of Rodgers running with his legs, no doubt about it. Breaking news, probably another player to injury reserve. No, it's not an injury. Will the Packers ever go back to split carries again? I think eventually, as the year goes on, I think they're going to have to. Bulaga and Bakhtiari will most likely not play. KGB remain at the top after this game? Yeah, I think so. I think Clay breaks it down in Dallas against a really good offensive line. Is it last chance for Bennett? No. Bryce or Evans, assuming Bryce is healthy? Oh, Bryce. I don't think there's any question there. I think Evans held up pretty well on Sunday, but I think that's Bryce's job. Did McCaffrey play for us? Yes, Wendy. He was on the roster, the 90-man roster during training camp, but then he was released. And now he's in New Orleans, I think. We need to run the ball a lot more. Adam, I agree. BJ Raji at left tackle. Can Raji play tackle? 2 Raji at tackle. Comments in a row. Well done, everyone. King versus White. Ahmad, that's you would think so, except I think White is hurt again. Can't remember. But he should be. I think he plays. Thanks for your input. You're welcome. Tackle injuries makes having success in the running game all the more important. Mackenzie, I think it's important for them to be able to fire out of their stance. You know, they're obviously going to be much more comfortable. Most offensive linemen are firing out, trying to dominate the guy in front of you, or trying to move the guy in front of you, rather than backpedaling, trying to take somebody's force, trying to deal with speed off the edge, those kind of things. If they can get them into a groove early, maybe that helps them. McCaffrey's in Jacksonville. That's it. Thank you, Brent. They picked him up. Yeah. Do you think Jones will start at inside linebacker later this year? Yeah, Tim, I think at some point. Like I said, I don't see how they keep him off the field. Bennett stinks, thought he could catch. He can catch. That's the thing. He has not had a problem with drops all of his career. So he'll get right again, don't you worry. Is Mike Daniels going to play? He's a 50-50 proposition. Game time decision. Stay tuned. Brett Hundley at left guard. New look. I like it. All right, now we're getting silly, so I'm going to jump. But make sure you're here at PackersNews.com for all the latest right up until kickoff tomorrow and beyond. We'll have it all for you. If you missed, whatever I said here, make sure you go back and you watch it. You can always go back and watch a replay. Otherwise, I'll be here before the game with Pete Doherty and after the game by myself to answer all your questions. Or just go to PackersNews.com because we've got all the info for you leading up to kickoff. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a good night.